Okay, so today we're going to be. I'm here with Ahmad. By the way, I'm Meg, and we're here to be talking about suicide. So, how are you doing today, Ahmad?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. How are you doing, Mac?
I'm fine. I'm definitely fine, and I'm really happy to see you today. So,
I'm so happy
I
that you have me here.
oh, thank you. Yeah. By the way, I have a really sad news. Despite all these good feeling today, but there was someone who I know who actually tried to, commit suicide a few weeks ago, and it's really, it's really troubling to a lot of people, and a lot of um, a lot of people has been asking me because I have to deal with that. I have to talk to that person, and I have to, stand out for this person, um, so I can talk her out of it. And a lot of people has been asking me about it. How do I deal with these situations? But I want to ask you: have you encountered someone, or have you knew someone who actually have been through the same situation?
No, I haven't known anyone who has been in this situation, but I've
Mm-hmm.
read about it in the news that some people who felt that they could not find a solution to a problem, that they had no other choice but to, commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
They felt that state of hopelessness. That's about it. That I've only read in the news. There hasn't been any of my family members or relatives or friends who have been in that situation to take their life. But
Okay. Well, that's good to know. If you haven't met anyone who have that
uh,
kind, but how about you? Have you had that kind of thought?
no, I
You
have
never
not
had.
had that experience. No.
Okay, that's actually good. Well, on my side, I know a lot of people who has been that who has been in that kind of situation. There are like it's like it is becoming normal for me to to meet people who are like that because it's
Hmm.
part of my job. Yeah.
It is a tragedy
Yes, it is.
and some sort of mystery to it, to why people take their own lives. But
Mm.
could you tell us something that what is suicide and what is the risk factor of suicide?
Well, there's a lot of things that is going on in someone's mind if they have this thoughts about taking their own life, and there is no single factor that we can actually say that this is the reason why a person is committing suicide.
Mm.
Maybe it's a piled up um, problem that they were not able to deal, and it has become too big. It has been magnified, or maybe if a person has been experiencing uh, within them, like they already have a mental disorder. The brain chemical has already been at play, and they have no control over it. Like, even if they don't have an actual reason or any problem at all for them
Mhm.
to be sad, it people will be surprised, like this person doesn't have a problem, this person has everything he wants, but why would he take his own life? So there's a lot of factors,
You
and
have you ever come across certain people who have got everything in their lives yet they
mm,
commit suicide, or they have the uh, thoughts of committing suicide?
yeah, there's a lot. Like, some of these people would even approach me and tell me, I don't know why am I feeling this way. Like I have a perfect life. I have this job that I always dream about. My family loves me. I never had trouble growing up. Like everything has been ideal to begin with, but
Mm-hmm.
they just cannot figure out where it's coming from. So it's
I
it, yeah.
always,
Mhm.
sorry, I always
Yeah, go
thought
ahead.
the it's depression the main cause of
Mhm.
suicide.
Yeah, when we say depression, it also depends on what kind of depression, because depression is a psychological disorder um, that is just so difficult to explain. No, if a person has major depressive disorder, just like what I said, even if they have everything given to them on a silver plate, and everybody loves them, like all the things that they want, they have, still there's this void inside them. That's how depression is. You cannot figure out where it's coming from, but a lot of research has been connected with depression that talks about, the neurotransmitters in our brain that is responsible for it, that even if they want to be happy, it's just so difficult for them to be happy. It's like there is a constant seeking for, a reason to be happy, like even if they have all those reasons already. Yeah.
So, do you think people who have been abused in the past
Yeah.
can that lead to for them to commit suicide?
Yeah, people who have experienced traumatic events in their lives, whether it's from their childhood or uh, in their later years of life, may actually um, have or may actually experience depression that may also lead to suicide thoughts. So, because when the traumatic experience affects the way you think, and you feel that you lost all your sense of self-worth, like what's the meaning of life. You don't know anymore how to answer those things, and you really can't find any reason to live anymore because everything has been messed up because of that traumatic incident. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it can definitely lead to that very tragic decision of committing suicide.
I have noticed that people who always have who face certain problems in their life, they try to seek out an immediate solution. If they
That's
cannot
true.
find seek that,
That's true.
they only result in going to taking their own lives. They
Yes,
feel like
yes,
that is a solution to a problem, but it is not. It's actually you adding more problem to the lives to the families whom you've left behind.
yes, exactly. Well, at the moment, a person who have suicide thoughts are not thinking of the pain of other people. They're right now, because their own pain is too big, is
Mm.
too much for them to bear. The only thing that they're thinking about is that they have to do something to to make that pain disappear. Yeah, and that is why they cannot really logically think about how would my parents feel about this, how would my friends be affected about my decision if I'll be committing suicide. So it's not even if the result or the outcome of their decision is detrimental to a lot of people, they wouldn't they wouldn't think that, because they're thinking about that pain that they just want to disappear.
Do you know are there any signs that a person who has suicidal thoughts
Hmm.
he has a certain set of behavior, or
Yeah.
uh, does he have that, or do they have such a behavior, or a mental, how should I say this, um What is
like
the signs
uh,
that can use,
uh, that can guide us, like
yeah,
uh,
that you can,
oh,
that can guide you or can tell you that okay, that's this person is has suicidal
might be.
thoughts, or
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
for you.
Okay. Um, well, for everyone's knowledge, suicide thoughts or suicidal ideation is invisible. So sometimes we don't have any idea that this person might actually be thinking about it. However, there are some signs that we may consider, like if there are, you know, a, if there are big changes in the behavior, that all of a sudden this jolly person stops being happy, and then this person just wants to be alone, isolates himself, doesn't go to parties or gatherings anymore, doesn't want to talk to anyone, is not eating anymore, is not sleeping anymore. So those are signs that we may consider that, oh, what is going on with this person? If it's not suicide, oh, there's probably wrong, because if that person used to enjoy these things and has great interest in doing these things, then all of a sudden it's gone. You have to take that as an alarm,
So
or a
it
warning
has,
sign. Yeah,
so that has to do with some tragedy that they have faced in life or a situation that they have come across
it
that
could be.
has, okay, and what can other, can there be other factors that could include to why they have, all of a sudden switched
Their behavior.
their behavior? Yeah.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, there are so many other factors that that might be at play. So we're not actually sure why this person suddenly changed, but definitely there is something there. So we really have to find that out, whether it's hormones, whether there are an event that happened to them recently that they don't want to share, or maybe there are um, people that might have hurt them. So we don't know, but if there is someone you know who has been acting that way, who has been experiencing or showing a drastic change in their behavior, what we can do is just to be with them or ask them, how are you? How are you doing? Just like what we are doing here. You're asking each other, how are you? Okay. Every now and then checking out on someone who's important to us is very important. It makes a big change to that person's life. Like, oh, I feel important because this person, spend a second asking me, how am I? And that my life seems to matter because he's asking about me, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
we can always ask someone that question. How are you?
And you think that helps?
Yeah, I think it will definitely help. Yeah, someone
So,
actually told me that um, he's about to take his life, and then somebody greeted him, "How are you? Are you okay?" And then all of a sudden he changed his mind, like, "Uh, okay, I'm not okay." And then all of a sudden he cried, and then he vent out his feelings to this person who asked him, and then yeah, it saved him somehow. It somehow saved his life. Yeah.
so you don't have to. Someone who's having such thoughts does not need to seek professional help. They can just talk to any stranger and have a turnaround on their behavior, or do they
Oh,
need?
no, I'm not actually saying that that's all they need. They're
Okay.
yeah. I'm just saying that it could save someone's life. Um, if a
Okay.
person, or if anyone is having these thoughts and he told you about it, you have to take it seriously. Don't treat it as a joke. Like,
Okay.
don't
Hmm. I
say
understand.
that. Yeah, like, don't say that, are you kidding me? Why would you think about that? Hey, just think positive. Don't invalidate the feelings of that person. Like if if this person confides to you and tell you, "Hey, Ahmed, I feel sad. I want to end things, and this is I feel like I'm lost and I don't know what to do with my life anymore. So maybe I just want to disappear." If someone tells you that, you have to take it seriously. Like, hey, what can I do to help? Or do you want to talk to someone? If not me, if you think well, I'm not the expert there, but I'll be here if you want to talk to me. I'll be listening to you. If you don't know what to do, listening to someone is sometimes is good enough. But if that person you think requires more assistance or professional help, then maybe you can refer this person to someone who has been practicing in the field of mental health. Yeah.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Now, coming to think of it, I did have a friend who had this such thoughts. It was not
Okay.
suicidal, but he was depressed because of certain events that occurred in his life. But I did talk him out of it, so
Okay.
he's better now.
Oh, that's good. Thanks to you.
No, not thanks to me. I think it's all based on the mind. We try our level best to guide them, but it's
Yeah.
all up to the person who's going through that.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yes, good
Don't you think?
insight there. Yeah, good insight there. Like, no matter how good you are as a person to give advice to a friend, if they don't have, the willingness to help themselves or to change their mind, if they already put it in the plan that this is what I'm gonna do and I don't want to live anymore, it's not really our fault if they will do it. Okay, sometimes the problem is when let's say a friend commits suicide and we feel like it's our fault because we were not able to do anything to stop it. It's not really our fault. It's There's no fault in anyone in that situation because even if you had the opportunity to stop the person, if the person had already that in mind and they have decided to do it, they will do it even if you're there or not. So you, you don't need to blame yourself, and it's also not the fault of that person who did that, because
Yeah.
he or she might actually be a victim of their own mental ability to cope up with the things that is going on in their head. So it's just that they're already fighting a battle that we cannot actually see, and maybe they have felt they have been defeated. That's why it ended up there.
I came across an article that said that men are more likely to commit
Mm,
suicide than women. Is this true?
yeah. Yes, actually, that is true. Um, Men are more likely to complete the suicide because women have a lot of outlets, like they can socialize to their friends, talk about their problems. They can do a lot of things aside from that. And men, um, because of our society, here in the Philippines, I don't know in your country, but here in the Philippines, we have what we call the machismo society, that men are not supposed to be emotional or to express their feelings out loud because it will make them look weak. How about in your country?
I think it's everywhere.
It's
That's how
everywhere, right?
men are stereotyped that way. They are like, they have no emotions.
Yeah, they're
They're
not
tough.
allowed,
If they
right?
express themselves, they're weak.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
think
that's the
that is the
problem.
reason. So, these thoughts are not just based for adults. They can be for anyone of any age group, right?
Yeah,
Anyone can have
these
suicidal
thoughts.
thoughts. Yeah,
True. Mhm. Regardless of age, gender,
but men are more
it's
suicidal
there.
because
Yeah,
they feel they have more, they're abused more than women.
that's true. Women tends to, think about suicide a lot, but to complete it, you know, chances are men are will still will have the higher chance of completing it than women.
So how is it? Um, I don't know how to formulate this question. Uh,
That's okay. I hope you're not having thoughts right now.
no, not at all. I am. I feel much better. I feel like I can. If I do happen to come across a situation where a person is trying to seek help, I can guide them at the right to the right. I can either change their mindset, or their behavior, or connect them to the right portals to help them overcome this tragic thought.
Yes, that's good. Well, that's what we are trying to aim here. Like, that's our intention to, to educate people how to deal with it and how to cope with it. Yeah. So, is it normal for us to have thoughts of suicide sometimes? Yeah, it is. Sometimes you just want to get lost. Like, this is so hard. Life is so difficult. I just want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
normal.
even such, I feel like even those thoughts are also are negative. They're too bad for anyone to have.
Yeah, it is, but sometimes maybe it's just an expression, or you want an easy escape. Yes, that sometimes is the easiest way out, right? But yeah, but if the problem comes if we get too preoccupied with it, like if we keep on thinking about it every single day, every single hour of our life. So yeah, that's where the problem is.
But I feel like a person should not have those, not even have a little atom of the word suicide in their mind for them to think about it. Because if they have that even as a joke, that joke can turn into reality someday.
Yeah.
So to avoid that, we should not even, just destroy that atom of thought.
Yeah. Well, you're actually right there. If we can, in psychotherapy, actually, we try to reframe the thoughts of our clients. Like, if you are having these negative thoughts, and our job is to turn it around and make it and turn it into a positive one. So yeah, although it's really a challenge for everyone, it's not an easy thing for us to just do, and just in a blink of an eye we're gonna change our mind, and we will become more optimistic about life, right?
Everything is a process. It takes time.
Yeah, true. Process. It takes time. No, there's no such thing as changing overnight.
Yeah, that is absolutely true.
Right.
So, how many institutes or how many facilities do you all have? Have you come across many people in your country who have such thoughts, or who are depressed, or have you seen has there been a change? Okay, sorry. Yeah, in fact, during the COVID, a lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have been through such depressions. They've gone through such unfortunate circumstances that have they thought about committing suicide, or have there been increase in suicide rates in your country or around the world?
Wow.
Perhaps?
Okay. Yeah, that is a very good question. I don't have the figures, but um, the rate of suicide and depression and anxiety has increased in a span of 2 years due to COVID, because of course they have encountered a lot of unfortunate incidents in their lives, no?
Mm.
And they yeah, just like what you said, they have experienced unemployment, illnesses, death of loved ones, and isolation. So those, all of those ingredients are are contributors for them to have depression or suicide thoughts, because I don't know if you have experienced that, but it feels really hopeless when you are in that kind of situation. Like I, me and my family have experienced COVID. Yeah, last 2021, I was, yeah, I was, I had COVID. Me, with the rest of my family, I experienced the how bad it is. I
Mhm.
thought of like, will I be die? Will I be dying, or will I die because of this? And it was very difficult to breathe. I don't know what's
Mhm.
going on. Like my fever is too high. My coughing, like my lungs is going to come out of my mouth. So yeah, it's very detrimental, and it's very traumatic for our family. That's why we became more careful after that. So thinking that as the case for a lot of people, for the majority, I can only imagine that it if they don't have depression before, maybe they have developed that over the years because of what happened to all of us during the pandemic.
But those people who were suffered from COVID,
Yes.
they thinking about dying is not considered a suicidal thought, right? That
Yeah.
is because of sickness.
Yes.
Okay. And are the rates of suicide really still high after COVID? When it's been 2 years, people have come to live with COVID. People have gone back to uh, their jobs.
Well, maybe
Slowly,
I'll
things have
get
been
back.
opened up now.
Yeah, but I'll get back to you about that.
Okay, sure.
For yeah, I don't really have the numbers to support that.
Okay.
But well, I'm hoping that since everything seems to be back to normal, I'm hoping that uh, it will be, the rate would be lower. I'm hoping that it will be, that people will find themselves in on their feet again.
And I had a question right now. I just forgot about
That's okay.
it.
Okay. Well, maybe we can talk about it again next time, right?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay. So it has been fun talking to you about these
it was
topics,
very nice talking to you.
and it is of utmost importance that we discussed about this. And I hope that everyone
Mhm.
is listening to us learn something about it, right?
I'm sure
Okay.
they will.
Yeah. So thank you, Ahmed.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you so
Yeah.
much
Thank.
for your thoughts
Yeah.
and your the help that you're doing right now. The work.
Yeah. Let's talk again next time. Bye.
We sure will. Bye bye.